Thanks, Emma. So first and foremost, the officials tonight are coming forward. He might have been a little bit too liberal with his yellow card on occasion.
Yeah.
Our referee tonight, Sandro Scherer.
I thought he did well. He did fine. I mean, you got to say it's a pretty easy game to referee, wasn't it, to officiate over? You're nitpicking a little bit. I thought he was a bit harsh with one or two of the yellows, particularly Bellingham's, but no, easy game to referee, I thought.
The medals being placed around the neck by Alexander Seferin, president of UEFA. And it will be Atalanta first to come forward and receive their losers' medals, their runners-up medals tonight. The fact they were here, as Owen Hargreaves quite rightly said a few moments ago, is testament to the wonderful season that they had. They're going to be excited, of course, to be back into the Champions League with the new format. They've got that to look forward to, and it will enable the club to grow exponentially as they do. And of course they've got this very, very loyal fan base, 6,000 of them here. We're told there are 3,000 or so back in Bergamo watching the night on a big screen, and they thoroughly deserve to be here tonight based on what they were able to achieve in the Europa League. That wonderful performance in the final against Bayer Leverkusen, the first team to beat Xabi Alonso's side last season, and Gasperini
Done a great job. I've got to say, I mean, I thought they grew into the game in the first half. I thought, and obviously we mentioned it as well, Fletch, a little bit unlucky with the header from Mario Pasalic, which Courtois makes a great save at nothing each. And then I just felt as though, you know, kind of Real Madrid stepped on the gas a little bit. But I think we saw enough from Atalanta to say they'll have another good season. You know, I thought some reasonable performances. They look solid enough. Lookman did okay, goalkeeper looks fine. I think they'll be all right this season.
One or two questions for them to answer. They've got to get this coke miners situation sorted out. That can't rumble on because it's going to be so divisive. And of course they've got to deal with no Gianluca Scamacca for the majority of the season, you'd suspect, with an ACL.
Scalvini as well, with another one ACL.
I mean, that means that Matteo Reteghi's got to hit the ground running and he's got to score. That's what he's been brought in to do. But you'd back Gasperini to get all of that sorted out.
Yeah, you would. Definitely. You hark back to the performance in the final. It was an excellent one and thoroughly deserved their place to play here tonight. But as I say, I just think second half, Fletch, you know, Real Madrid showed their real quality, which they have in abundance.
I think one thing they will do when they get on the plane to head back to Bergamo tonight is just think what might have been had Pasalic's header not been saved so well by Courtois.
It's a brilliant save. It is a fantastic save. It really is. Martin Derone just, you know, he hangs one up just at the back post area, comes back and he meets the header perfectly. Textbook, tries to put it back across, and it's a top class save.
So they now form the guard of honour, and Carlo Ancelotti steps in front of Dani Carvajal and says, "I'll go first." It's a milestone night for Don Carlo. 14 trophies now as the coach of Real Madrid, ties in with Miguel Munoz from the 1950s, one of the all-time great winning coaches of Real Madrid, and you just wonder how many more he's going to have by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And what about him, Dani Carvajal? 3 trophies in 74 days. The Champions League finally scored.
Well, you mentioned it. Could he be Player of the Year?
Well,
could he? Did he come into the running?
I think he's got to be in the top 3 of the Ballon d'Or voting, whether he wins it. But if you win the Champions League, the Euros, and you play as many games as he did, he scored in the final, let's not forget. He's got to come under consideration.
He's got to come into the conversation. Of that, there's no doubt. I think his teammate might win it right enough, the number 7. However, he's got to come into the conversation.
Lots of big performances tonight in the Real Madrid team. Jude Bellingham outstanding in the second half, and Mbappe got a goal. There were little moments as well from Vinicius Junior that made the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
Well, if I was picking a couple out, I enjoyed Bellingham's second half performance, and I really enjoyed Vinicius Junior's second half performance.
Mbappe's been smiling all night since he scored the goal, and behind him is Eduardo Camavinga. You can see the brace on the leg, and we hope that he's not going to be out for too long. It looked a really nasty injury when it happened here in the stadium last night. And a little pat on the trophy for Mbappe, the latest Galactico. He's got the number 9, he's made his debut, he's scored his goal, and he's got his first winner's medal with Real Madrid.
It's a typical kind of Mbappe goal as well, Darren. I mean, he makes the run for Bellingham. Bellingham's, it's as if he's inviting him to run into that space, which he does do. Bellingham just puts it on the plate for him, and it's a good finish.
And by the way, another very mature post-match interview with Becky.
Correct.
Jude Bellingham explaining his role in the team perfectly. And there's Luka Modric. The last time we saw Real Madrid lift the trophy, it was Nacho. But tonight it's Luka Modric. The seasons change and so do the players. But some things stay the same. The new European season is here, but Real Madrid remain the gold standard as Luka Modric, with the trophy, joins his teammates. The European champions are now the Super champions. The Super Cup is on its way to Madrid once again.
And well deserved. What a football player that man is. What a career he's had. And they've deserved this tonight, there's no doubt about that, Dan.
That's the team the rest have got to beat. It's over to the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Barcelona and the rest. But the Super Cup is heading back to Madrid. And this Real Madrid side look as good as ever. Mbappe's off the mark. Vinicius Junior was exciting. Bellingham outstanding. And they're taking the Super Cup back to the Bernabeu.
Thank you to Darren and Ali for their efforts this evening. Well, it is a formidable result and it is a warning to the rest of Europe that Real Madrid are here. They've won their first piece of silverware for the season and they are very much the team to be beaten. Thibaut Courtois as well, after all of his injury problems last season, you have to say they were absolutely outstanding in that second period. Courtois, though, you have to say, we talk about a lot of the superstars for Real Madrid. He is still a fantastic and a huge player for them.
Yeah, massive save at 0-0. It's a great header back where it came from, punched it back across the goal, and he come out of an outrageous save, really. So, but you need those moments, and this is what this team are good at. They all play their roles. We spoke about Carvajal scoring in the cup final, just pops up out of nowhere in the Champions League final. But this man, he's a humongous size. But again, big moments. They won the Champions League the year before. He was man of the match in the final. So he knows how to get it done. But again, they've got so much experience, so much youth. Look at that. I told you, I said before, they're a bunch of mates.
Yeah.
They're not just a football team. They're a bunch of friends and mates. And you see in Instagram and stuff, they're all on a holiday together, travel together. Lunatics. That's Rudiger. Is that the kit man or someone?
One of the
kit
men
always.
The
kit men are busy, aren't they?
What a star-studded lineup that is, though. And you can see they are a very close-knit group of players. And you must never get tired of this feeling, though. Surely this is what drives you on in those training sessions. Jude Bellingham said it there. There will be times when they have to dig deep and they will hurt. But this ultimately must be what drives you on.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best part of kind of be a team. Obviously, it's a privilege to win trophies and win big things. But just being a team in these moments, hanging in there together. These guys hang in there, and they got amazing mentors. You think about, Modric and Courtois and Carvajal and Valverde, guys that have been there and done it over years, mentoring these young guys coming through with outrageous talent, with Carlos' experience. It's almost not fair. It really isn't, because David Alba's to come back into the side. Arda Güler plays here. Endrick is going to be an amazing player off the bench for these guys. Militao's back into the team. So, I mean, I know it's early doors and it's only August, but already the first trophy in the bag.